Hello Stampers, this is Georgia Jaguar, and also known as Stampin' with Georgia. I'm very excited that you're joining me today to witness my very first video. And I really want to assure you that you are witnessing also a modern day marvel because I am very technically challenged. And so just the fact that you are getting to see a video created by me is a miracle. Now, normally I would prefer spending more time showing you things, and that is what I plan to do. But before I do that, I do need to let you in on a little secret. Normally, I would be working around my craft room in my pajamas. So today I did spiff up a bit and put on a workout suit. But just to prove that I oftentimes work in my jammies, I do work in my slippers, even when I get dressed up. And so without further ado, I would like to share with you some things that I've been working on. I'm very excited to share with you this cute little basket idea. It actually, I came up with it for a group of Girl Scouts that were making these for May Day baskets, and I thought perfect because we can use them for Easter first. And so I'm going to share with you how simple they are to make. Aren't they cute? So what we're going to start with is a 6x6 piece of cardstock, a 1x8.5 piece of cardstock, and just a slightly narrower 7/8 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, or designer paper. And I'm using the Celebration paper, the Sycamore Street Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to use some snail to adhere that to the center. And I find it easier to go ahead and start by getting my handle ready. And I use the 1/16 hole punch, and I'm going to punch a hole on either side, approximately 1/2 inch up from the end, and I'm just going to trim that to match. I'm going to use some of the designer brads in the in colors. This is the Calypso Coral, and I'm actually going to put those into the holes in my ends of my handle, and then set my handle aside while I create the basket. I'm going to use my Simply Scored tool, and I've got my markers set at the 2-inch mark, and I'm going to score 2 inches all the way around. So I'm just going to continue to turn until I've scored at 2 inches from all 4 sides. Set that aside. And if you don't have a Simply Scored tool, it certainly is wonderful in helping make these kinds of projects for boxes or baskets. And I'm going to take my paper snips and just snip up to the score line on one side, and then turn it 180 degrees and do the totally opposite side and snip up to that score line as well. And I would say fold away from your score lines. And so we're going to fold on all those score lines, and they all go in. Very easy to do. And then I'm going to take and tuck the center one behind, and I'm just going to bring it up so that the little points on that side match. I take that same hole punch and just reach it all the way in so that I catch all 3 pieces. Punch my hole, and then take and insert the brad into the hole. And of course the prongs might be just a little bit wide, and so you just have to be patient and work that in. And then I just repeat on the other side. And so you can see, if you had to make a very large number of these, how quickly they could be put together. So now we're going to repeat and punch our hole on the second side, and then insert the second brad and the other side of the handle. And then just open the prongs on the back. And it's simple as that. Isn't it, darling? Can't you see lots of these sitting around at Easter on the table, or hanging from the doors for May Day baskets? So you can fill them up with your favorite goodies, and you're good to go. You can make 4 of these out of 1 piece of 12x12 because it was I started with a 6x6 piece of cardstock, and your handle is a 1x8.5 inch, so I cut my 8.5 by 11 piece horizontally and got the 1-inch strips from that, and then a 1x8.5 or 7/8 by 7/8 by 8.5 inch piece of designer series paper. And you can really create these out of any color that you want. But now you're good to go, stampers. Have fun making baskets.